Hey guys, Dadix here talking about Starfield's new free DLC, Free Lanes, and the paid DLC, Terran Armada. Now, I want to show you where to go, where to start, where to get the best weapons, including 3 unique legendaries, how to engage evil missions, how to get the new companions, including a hot goth girl and killer robot, how to get the holiday out Dr. Evil Asteroid Base, where to get the moon jumper, how to customize your weapons. I show some hidden areas, puzzles, and much more. Let's get started. First, the moon jumper. How do you find and unlock the single best land vehicle in the game? It has a ridiculous amount of boost and looks and functions better than the Rev 8. Best of all, it's free. The problem is you need to find a randomly spawning point of interest. I found it on Lunar Earth's moon. Go there and select a random point to land. Jump in the air and use your scanner to uncover the names of the points of interest. You're looking for a defunct broadcasting station. You might need to jump back to the map and select a new location and reload into the moon until you find this particular point of interest. When you find it, head on over and get into your new moon jumper. That's it. That's all you need to do to unlock it. Continuing on, how do you start the Terran DLC? You'll need to head to New Atlantis, the commercial district. There you'll see a bunch of people gathered around an announcement. Listen and it'll activate a mission line you need to follow to get started. Oh, and while you're in the commercial district, head to Gal Bank. It's here you can pick up Muria, your dangerous depresso goth friend that hates life and doesn't complain when you do evil things like murder. You need to talk to her, then wait a while for her to return. When she gets rejected for the job at the bank, you can hire her for a small amount of credits. Congratulations, you now have a potential regular goth girlfriend. If you have the DLC, while at New Atlantis, head down to the Well, which is an elevator ride. There you'll find a non-combatant robot friend whose paint job can be customized and will follow you around. If you want the one we've seen on the promotional art, Delta, you need to complete the Terran Armada DLC's main missions. Then you can talk to him, customize his eyelights, and do his loyalty missions, which require creative use of your powers like anti-grav. That's all the hints you'll get. During the Terran Armada DLC, you'll naturally be directed to a new space station called Anchorpoint. But what if you don't have the DLC and are just playing with the Free Lanes update? Well, what you want to do is head to your map and look lower right for a system called Algarab. It may require a few jumps depending on your fuel capacity and will definitely require an upgraded jump drive from your starting one. Intentional, since this is not an early game area, level 70. Once you arrive, you're going to need to utilize a new feature in the Free Lanes update, cruise mode. So activate it and autopilot towards the sensor contact. You'll eventually arrive at Anchor Point, if you're not stopped by an anomaly along the way. At Anchor Point, you'll find a lot of things. First, you'll be able to break into the high security area and loot a surprising amount of legendary weapons that will aid you in getting through the content. So make sure you've invested into lockpicking, which is the most basic requirement for any Bethesda game. You'll also find an action figure here for some bonus stats. When you first enter, you'll see the ship technician. She'll give you access to all the new Terran Armada ship parts. So if you don't have the DLC, you won't have access to the new ship cockpit, engines, and structural parts. Though you can still earn the new equipment by destroying ships out in space, which is best done in the Free Lanes. Doing so may drop some schematics on their destroyed husk, and picking those up will let you build the equipment unlocked, which grants things like extra power and EMP pulses, and even the ability to go stealth when you boost. If you want to guide on how to build this, the perfect starship, I'll have a link in the description. In Anchor Point, you'll get side missions from the residents and be even dragged along on a party cruise. One side mission has you taking out some spaces to keep the space station safe, and doing so will open up some more side missions. If you explore the station, you'll run into a locked chest that requires some exploration of the station to find all the clues for. Once you have all 5 of the clues, which you can get hints for by hacking the terminal, you can open the chest for your first bobblehead, action figure. I'll put all the locations on the screen now, but don't expect a walkthrough here. Also, you'll find action figures in some set locations, others seem more random. Make sure to show Sarah Morgan hers when you find it. Anchorpoint also has some repeatable missions that focus around being an evil son of a bitch, so before you attempt them, make sure to kick out all the Constellation prudes from your ship or they'll get mighty mad at you. That's where robots like Delta and the new companion Muria come in handy. Killian Bryce will give you repeatable smuggling missions. Also check his inventory for a unique legendary called the Bulldog. It's extremely potent if you can afford it. In the bar is the Arborator, who will give you murderous, repeatable missions. This isn't like bounty hunting, which is just morally ambiguous. This is straight up murder missions. Then we have Maddie Wing with her cute robot Tiger, who will give you repeatable missions to disable ships and rob their contents blind. If you're noticing, the new content does focus a lot on making space more fleshed out by letting you gouge out more flesh. Okay, that was weird, but yeah, unequip all the Constellation members or they're gonna hate you. Then after you help clear out these spaces attacking the station, you'll meet a character called Yura, and she'll set you on a path to unlocking a Milliewhale pet. The pet's looks can be customized, and it can be brought with you to your ship and your outposts, at least for now. Find the director of the station's penthouse, and next to his bed is a computer. In it is an email. Turns out he took a tour of a fancy place and has the option of buying it. The Chateau des Estolets. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it is a hollowed out asteroid that costs 5 million credits. So, the ultimate credit dump for those still rolling in cash after upgrading all their weapons and gear. Buy it and follow the mission to its location. You can customize it to your heart's content and live out your Dr. Evil fantasy. Like any Bethesda game, make sure to make many saves, as there are some achievements for side missions. Another side mission you get in the Terran Armada DLC has you talking to a strange robot who thinks he's a cowboy. Complete that mission for the ability to buy 2 very powerful unique weapons from him. The Frost Burn, which does insane damage but uses an expensive ammo type, and the Decommissioner, which is much more powerful than it looks for its small size. A lot of legendary weapons you find won't be unique, but they will be weapons with random legendary affixes that you can modify with Xtech. Gaining Xtech has its uses. It's now found as rewards for killing enemies found inside chests and during missions. It's a late game resource that does many things, but most importantly, it helps you customize and upgrade your weapons and gear. So you can go to a weapons workbench and look at your favorite weapon. Scroll down and you'll notice 4 different legendary ranks. For a small amount of Xtech and some credits, you can roll a random legendary modifier onto the weapon. Do this 5 times for 1 modifier, and then you'll get a list of all legendary effects that you can just choose from. Each legendary rank has different modifiers, and if you place all 4 on a weapon, its banner will turn pearlescent. You can then upgrade the weapon's quality up 2 more ranks than was the previous maximum, advanced. You can go up to superior and then exceptional. This takes some Xtech and a substantial amount of cash, like all of these upgrades. So yes, customizing your weapons and gear will make you poor. Also, new to weapons and gear are upgrade modules you find out in the world. When you find one, you can slot it into a compatible weapon or gear to upgrade it. Also, there are some new skins for those weapons. All that you can do for weapons, you can do for your spacesuit, your helmet, and your pack. Just make sure you have some skill ranks in weapon and armor modification so you can further fine-tune your stuff, though there is no skill requirements for your Xtech upgrades. When in your ship, open your scanner, then hit the decorate button. Spend a single iron to build a ship optimization terminal. Dirt cheap because what comes next isn't. Inside the terminal, you can permanently upgrade your ship with different stats like more shields, storage space, and damage. This all takes a hefty amount of Xtech, so only do this after you've fully upgraded everything you want to. If you're starborn or about to be, you can go to the lodge and find this note. It will then allow you to build the quantum entanglement device at the lodge, and with it, you can pass items through the Unity with you. You must have the ability to go to the Unity or are already in New Game Plus. Place items into the device, and then when you start your New Game Plus, you can return to the lodge and collect the items you left there. At the start, it has a modest capacity, but using quantum essences, you know, the useless resource that essentially only recharge your mana, you can upgrade it all the way up to 200 capacity limit, which is a huge amount of items. So quantum essences aren't useless anymore. They realized how tedious it was to go through the Unity, then go to all the temples 10 times each to fully upgrade your powers. Now you can spend quantum essences to upgrade said powers, which hopefully reduces the tedium. Some people are having trouble spending quantum essences to upgrade their powers. It shouldn't require you to pass through the Unity once, and it may be a bug, but this could be changed in the future. So what about your outposts? Completing some Terran Armada missions about outposts specifically will unlock the Xtech extractor, which makes 1 Xtech per hour each, which is incredibly useful. So to be able to build one, you first need the resource for helping the main characters of the Terran Armada build their Xtech outposts. So you are limited in how many you can build. The next thing you can build is the shared container, which you will need the skills outpost management and engineering for. It lets you share whatever you put inside it with other outposts, no matter where they are, as long as you have this container there. We also have different cosmetics for workbenches and some cosmetic items like animal displays, which takes you finding the animals first in order to build them. And then we have displays for your collectible action figures, both sealed and unsealed. Best of all is this new fully self-enclosed outpost module, which comes fully decorated and looks damn good, saving you tons of time if you can't be bothered with HABs. So before we saw that there are a lot of new points of interest. So yes, the DLC and the update adds a ton more points of interest and a lot more side content in general, so explore around to find all the new stuff. And with that said, that's everything, and hopefully this video was helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and if you need to know anything else, ask below and drop some love. Thanks to Vitchor for sponsoring this video, and until next time, ciao friends.